What if you could steal all of your competitors' SEO strategy that they've paid thousands, tens of thousands of dollars for over the last couple of months or years and use it to your advantage so that you don't have to pay that type of money? Well, now you can. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this in just a couple of minutes. Let's dive in. All right, so here is the workflow. This may seem a little bit more complicated. It's not that complicated. I'm using N8N to create this workflow to extract all of my competition's SEO strategy in terms of their blog and keywords. So what this does, what this is going to accomplish is you're going to basically be able to take however many competitors you want. Let's say you have the top 3, top 4 competitors. You're going to use this tool and it's going to extract all of their SEO blog articles into one comprehensive list, right? It's going to have all these URLs here. And then what it's going to do is it's going to analyze this list, pull out all of the keywords and keyword clusters and break everything down. So you're going to have all of the blog titles, but it's going to break it down into clusters. So let's just say your niche is a med spa, right? So you're serving from med spa clients. You're trying to bring in more med spa patients and clients and all that stuff. So maybe you have a cluster talking about neurotoxin like Botox, wrinkle reduction. Maybe you have a cluster talking about filler. Maybe you have a cluster talking about skincare. So it's going to pull this out and it's going to let you know exactly what your competition is targeting in terms of their keywords, but also their clusters. So then what you can do is go back and you can create amazing SEO optimized blog articles using your competition's information that they've paid thousands of dollars for, and you're not going to have to pay any of that money. So let's dive in to how to do that exactly. So if you're searching on Google, right, and we're just going to do search for a med spa. This is just in the business we're using. This works for any niche, lawyers, accountants, whatever the case may be. So we're going to do a search in Google, and you may already know your competition, but usually the top people up here are, going to be the top competition. So these people we know are probably paying a significant amount of money for their SEO. So we can start there. And what you can do is, now depending on your niche and how big your local business is, whether you're local or international, it's going to vary in terms of your competition and kind of how much traffic they're getting. But what you can do is, if you're not sure, you can go over to Ahrefs and basically you can go and use their free tool. What you want to do is go over to their resources, SEO tools, and then you can go down here and do website traffic checker, and you can pop their URL in here and see their website traffic. How much traffic are they getting? If they're not getting very much traffic compared to some of the other competition, then maybe you want to use the other competition. You want websites that are getting a lot of traffic, and this is all relative. Maybe good traffic is 5,000 searches a month. Maybe good traffic is 500 searches a month. You're in a smaller market, so it really depends. So come up with a list of 3 to 5 competitors, search their traffic, and do this for the top 3 in terms of traffic, because those are the ones doing the best SEO. So we want to copy what they're doing and use it to our advantage. So once you have that done, you have your competitors all ready to go. The next thing you want to do is go into N8N and you want to set this workflow up. Before we set this workflow up, to make this a little bit easier, you're going to create a spreadsheet. Now this is already filled out, but yours is going to be blank. You want to create a Google spreadsheet. You want to name it something specific like competitor URLs. And then you want to create 2 sheets. We want to do competitor URL sheet and then competitor analysis sheet. So this is going to be really important for the workflow. This is all going to pull in here automatically from the N8N workflow. So once you have this set up, you're ready to go and we can integrate this. So what we want to do is we want to go in here and start it with a trigger. So this is a trigger node. You can simply go in here and search for, this is a schedule trigger. You can do like a chat trigger or whatever the case may be. We're not really going to schedule this out because this workflow, we're just going to run it manually, but you need a trigger to be able to start the workflow. So you can do the schedule trigger. That's fine. We're not going to fill out anything in the schedule trigger. Like you can set trigger intervals, whatever. This is for automations. This is going to be a manual node, a manual automation, as you're going to see, because we're only going to run it when we want to run it. It's not going to be automatic. So we're going to do a schedule trigger, and then what we're going to do is add competitor analysis to this. So we're going to do a Google Sheet. So what you want to do is go in here, search for Google Sheets, add the Google Sheets, and it's going to connect it just like this. So when you have the Google Sheet, you're going to connect it to your Google account. So you're going to hit this little this little pencil, put in your credentials for your Google Sheet. So you're going to have to sign into your Google account and set that up so it pulls in. And then you're going to do sheet within document, and then get rows, and then from list, we're going to name this. This is why you want to name it, so you can find this stuff. Competitor URLs, from list, comp URLs, right? So the document's title, the document is competitor URLs, and then the sheet is comp URLs. So just make sure you're doing the right ones. And then you're ready to go here. So that's all set up. So the next part of this is going to have the loop over URLs node. I'm just going to do batch size 1. So what we're going to do, the reason why we would want to have this is because it's going to run this workflow for every single line in our sheet. If we don't have this, it's not going to run the workflow. It's only going to run it once. So we want to make sure to loop over URLs. So you're going to connect that to your Google Sheets, and then you're going to add a done node to this. So it's pretty simple. You just do done. There's nothing to fill out here. So basically it's just going to tell us once it's done looping over all the rows, then it's going to stop. It's not going to kind of repeat the process. So that's next. Loop over URLs, done. We're going to connect this to the very last part of the sheet, but we're not going to do that right now. So the next node that we're going to search for is going to be this node, edit fields node. So this is for manual mapping. So we're going to manual map this URL string JSON URL. So this should match exactly this, right? So this is going to help us edit those fields in the sheet. Then we're going to add an aggregate node, individual fields, URL, and that's all we're going to fill out here. Pretty simple. Now here is where it gets fancy, right? Here's kind of the magic behind this, is we're going to set up our own AI agent here. We're going to connect our OpenAI. So you have to have an OpenAI account, ChatGPT account. You're going to connect the account. We're going to message a model. ChatGPT 4.0 mini is good. It's not going to use that many tokens for this workflow. That is good enough. And then here's the prompt. You are part of a professional SEO team. Your job is to analyze competitor sitemaps to help your team come up with content and keyword strategy. To do this, go through each blog post URL in the competitor sitemap and identify the following topic keywords, yada, yada. It goes on. So I will, if you type prompt below, I'll share this prompt so that you don't have to try and copy this whole thing. But this is kind of the in-depth prompt that's going to strip all the data from those URLs. So that is what you want to set up there. You want to make sure to set this up, have that correct prompt. So make sure you message me for that so you can get that reformat node. So this is going to basically run for all these items. And here's the code. It's going to split these up into consistent rows. So make sure this is formatted correctly on the sheet. So you can kind of copy this exactly as you see it here. You should hopefully be able to see this on the screen. Take a screenshot and copy this and paste this in the reformat node. We just want to make sure that this is reformatted on the sheet correctly. Merge. This is going to combine position, number of inputs too. So this is going to combine the top with the bottom and basically reformat this correctly so it's not kind of all over the place. And then we're going to add to sheets. So again, connect your Google Sheets account, sheet within the document, append or update row. And then we're going to do the competitor URLs, and then we're going to do competitor analysis, map each column manually, column to match URL, and then we're going to do the URL strings. So URL, topic, keyword, and summary. All right, and the last node is going to be another Google Sheets node. So this is going to be set up just like this: from list, competitor URLs, comp URLs, sheet, map each manually, URL, and then it's going to use the JSON URL to match this, analyze. Yes. So what this is going to do, what this is going to look like on your end is basically you're taking all of these URLs and you're going to basically set these to no, and it's going to change these to yes as it analyzes all of these URLs. And then basically it's going to populate one by one all of the blog articles and all of the summary of the blog, blog articles, keywords, summary of the blog, and then the actual link to the blog. So it's going to do this one by one, and you'll see this real time as it's set up as you're running this. But first, you're probably like, okay, well, how do I get this part? So this is the part that you have to fill in before you run this workflow. So you have to fill this part in the sheet, make sure all these say no. So you have to pull the sitemap from your competitors. So how you would do that is basically you would go to any site, any competitor, and you would type in their website, and then basically at the end do /sitemap underscore index.html. So once you pull that for any website, it's going to show their entire sitemap. What we're looking for is their post sitemap. So right here, this is all of their blog posts. So what you want to do is you want to simply just copy all of these posts, right? And we're going to reformat this for the sheet. So copy all of these posts, and then we're going to take them over to ChatGPT. And what we're going to do is enter in a prompt here that is going to reformat this for the Google Sheet. So here's the prompt that you're going to use. Really simple. Basically, it's just going to be reformat the below XML sitemap into a table. One column equals one URL. Do the whole thing in one output. So we're going to put the URL at the bottom here. So here we're going to go back to our sitemap. We're going to copy all of this stuff, and we are going to go back to OpenAI, and we're going to paste all this in here, and it's going to reformat all of this into that table that we can literally just copy and paste into our Google Sheets. But this is the most important part because we need to be able to put this in the Google Sheets so that this whole workflow can be analyzed. All right, and here we go. This is all of the URLs that we can just literally just copy and paste into the sheet, which I already did for you. Again, you want to make sure that this says no here. You have it analyzed. So make sure you title these. So URL and analyze so that it knows what it's pulling. And then these should all be no's. So then once you have that in here, you are ready. Make sure to have this workflow set up correctly, and you are ready to start running this workflow. Now, what you can do is you can do all of your competitors' URLs here. You don't have to do one at a time. So if you have 3 that you want to do, just do all 3. Just copy and paste all of them in here, and then you can run this all at once. And then once it's done, it's going to give you this output. So it's going to give you the title, it's going to give you the keywords, it's going to give you the summary, and then the link here. All right, so this next part is where the magic really happens. What we want to do is go over and we want to leverage this entire list of blogs for however many competitors that you did. So we're going to go back to ChatGPT, and we want to use this prompt, which I'm copying and pasting here, which is pretty straightforward. You're a part of a SEO team for company ABC that blows detailed analysis of the blogs they posted. Your job is to go through the blogs and categorize them into clusters. Your output must be in this format: cluster name, blog 1, blog 2, yada yada. So this is the prompt we're using. So we're going to go here, copy all of these blog articles, and then we're just going to go back in here and we're going to paste all the blog articles here. And then basically ChatGPT is going to organize this all for us into usable clusters, which then we can take and leverage to our advantage, which is going to be the most powerful part of this whole process. And here we go. Here are the clusters. So it break it down by a main topic and then the actual titles. So anti-aging, laser treatments, and then injectables. Here's all the topics. Chemical peels, all the topics. Fillers, here's all the topics. So whatever niche. So you can see now we have specific clusters that we can cycle through and target and basically leverage the keywords that our competitors are using and the blog titles. Again, they're paying lots of money for this information that we are now going to use to our advantage as well. So once you have these clusters, this is where the magic really happens. You want to create SEO friendly content to be able to target these and start to overtake your competition and overtake them rapidly, because you can create amazing SEO friendly content with very little work. How do you do this? Well, we don't want to use ChatGPT for this because it's getting flagged by Google. It's easy to tell that it's AI written. You want to use a company like Arvow, which there's a link below. You can try this out for free to create amazing SEO friendly blog articles, which you can attach your brand assets to. So you can attach your knowledge base, your tone of voice, your pictures, your sitemap, and link everything together. And it's not going to be picked up or flagged by Google. You're not going to know that it's written by AI. You can see this article is one for fillers. It adds images, or you can add your own. Has all the SEO bells and whistles, internal tech, internal meta descriptions, alt text. It has excerpts and quotes. It has linked pages, so you can link pages to go, internal links, external links. So amazing SEO friendly articles with just one click, and you can set this up to auto blog for you as well. But what you would do is you would take one of these topics, right, whatever this may be, and you're going to pop over here and you're going to do basically an SEO article. So you're going to put the title in here, and if you want to target the keyword, you can put a keyword in here as well. And then you're going to add this as an input. And then once you add it as an input, you can generate articles off of that input, as many as you want. So the input will go here. Obviously, I didn't do it, so it's not showing. But then when we go to generations, here's the articles that we generated. So here's one on the chemical peel. That was the keyword. Chemical peel aftercare tips was the actual title. Here's one on will chemical peels help acne? And then the keyword was chemical peel that we're targeting. So we can see all of these, and if you click on it, you'll be able to see these are amazingly well done SEO friendly articles that then I can set up an automation and have this automatically published to my website, automatically published to social media, and then it automatically indexes these with Google as well. You can set up your automated indexer. So this is really kind of next level, and you can kind of see here you can set up an indexer here with Google. You can set up integration, so you can integrate with any website. So this will publish automatically, and this is really, really next level. This will analyze your website SEO as well. You can do lead generation with this, create lead magnets. So this tool is fantastic in terms of an SEO machine and creating amazing SEO generated blog articles that are going to be next level with just a couple of clicks, where your competition's having to pay tons of money for, and it's taking them tons more time to be able to do this. And here, if you go to customization, knowledge base, here's where you can add your own custom images for the blog articles. Here's where you can add your own knowledge base for whatever you want to do. So you can do your own knowledge base and then basically add in all of your brand assets. So you can add in PDF documents, your website, YouTube channel, plain text. So anything, all this stuff is going to be pulled into the articles. So it's going to be even more curated to your brand, less seemingly like it's written by AI. So again, this is next level. So this full strategy is what you can use right away to start helping your website rank, overtake your competition, and capitalize on their traffic, get more traffic than they're getting, because you can do this much faster in just a couple of steps. So let me know what you think of this process. If you need that prompt, type prompt below. Again, if you want to try Arvow, there's a link below. If you want more details and you want a detailed walkthrough of Arvow, check out this video I did. But I'll be back soon with some more good stuff and some more automations for you guys.